Hello developers, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how you can debug any Flutter application using Android Studio. So let's start. So here I have a small template with a text and one raised button and one demo function that is hooked to the on truss of the button. So we are trying to do, the first thing we are going to do is put a breakpoint on that function, and let's see how we can debug that function. I'm going to run this application. So let's click on the bug icon in the Android Studio. So that's a debug run. So once the application is launched, you can click the button. Once you click the button, you can see the values there. But till now we didn't put any breakpoint. So let's add a breakpoint and click on the button. So you see that the debug has paused there. So you can see the values, what are the values coming in the test value parameter as well. So let's resume the function. I'm going to stop it and remove the breakpoint, and I'm going to add a statement debugger and another print statement. And for using debugger you have to import the developer package. Okay, so let's do this again. Now you can just run the application and click on the button. It should stop there because even though we are not even in debug mode, it will still stop there since we have added the debugger line. So that's another way to debug the application. Let's see what are the options available in the debug menu. You can see so many tabs on the bottom. Go to the debug menu. So you can see the breakpoints. What are the breakpoints available? Java breakpoints and all the Dart breakpoints as well. So let's put a breakpoint. If it is grayed out, that means you have disabled the breakpoint. So let's enable the breakpoint, and we can expand the dot line breakpoints, and there you can see that on line 30 I have a breakpoint. You can see a preview on the right side as well. Okay, let's remove the breakpoint and let's go to the Flutter inspector. Let's see what are the things available in the UI to debug. So you can see the tree here itself. What are the widgets available in the tree? So if you click on any of the widget, it will be highlighted. You'll be taken to that particular widget, and you can see all the properties below as well. Okay, so if you expand, you can see so many widgets that you have never created because those are inserted by Flutter on the fly when you run the app. So you'll be able to debug that as well. Let's go to the render tree. That's a whole render tree. Let's skip that and let's go to the other options. You can see that there is toggle select mode available. That means you click the tree, it will be highlighted in the simulator. So when you click the text, you can see that the text is highlighted. It's a raise button, app bar, etc. Okay, let's disable that and go to the next one. That's a refresh widget info button. We will skip that for now, and we'll see what are the performance. Let's click on that. You can see so many bars on the screen. So you can see I'll zoom in a little bit. There you can see what are the number of frames that application is running on. It should be running on 60 frames per second if you want a smooth animation. Okay, so let's turn off and go to the next option. That's the toggle platform option, where you can toggle the platform on runtime. You can see that when the title is on the left side, it's in Android, and when the title is the center, it is iOS. Let's go to the next one. That's the toggle debug mode, where you can see the whole drawing of each widget and what are the boundaries. Let's turn off that and go to the next one. So those are the baselines. So if you see those tiny green lines are the baselines for each widget. Let's go to the next one. That's enable slow animations. I'll show it later. let's go to the third tab, that's the performance window, and you can click the show performance overlay. It is doing the same thing as in the other buttons, and let's scroll down and you can see the performance. So when you click, you can see the spikes as well, the new spikes has been added, and you can see what is the performance of your application. Also, if you go to the next tab, memory, you can see what is the memory used by the application. That way you can debug the memory usage of your application. Now I am going to analyze the whole Flutter application with the command flutter analyze. So as you see here, we have one unused import. We have imported the Dart developer but never used it. You can see the editor, import, it's not used. Now I'm going to add another method called debug print. It's similar to the print method, but so the problem with Android logs is that if you put a lot of logs at one time, it's going to skip some of the logs. So that will not happen if you use debug print from Flutter. Let's comment there. The next thing is debug dump app. Let's see what it is doing. I'm going to hot reload the app and click on the button so you can see the whole dump of the app. Sometimes it may be useful for debugging. This is just for information. Okay. Now let's clear that. I'm going to comment it out, the other one as well. Just cleared it. Okay. Now we are going to do some visual debugging. So some of the things you have already seen in the UI, seen in the Android Studio debugging UI. I'm going to show that how you can do those things programmatically. So that the first thing is debug pane size enabled. I'm going to restart the app. So that's the thing you already saw. That's why you do it programmatically. The second thing is debug pane baseline enabled. That's the same thing you saw in the one of the options in the debugger. So you can see the baselines. You can enable it like this as well. Let's comment it out and check the next one. That would be debug pane point is enabled. I'm going to just restart the app and see. If you click on the button, you can see the green highlight. So you can properly identify which button is which widget has been clicked if you want to debug that. So let's comment it out. Select all objects, get highlighted. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to comment it out, and the next thing would be debug pane layer border enabled equal to true. I never got it working, so I'm just showing it for you. And the next thing we are going to do is the animations. For doing animations, you have to import the scheduler. So I have already imported the scheduler, and you have to use time dilation equal to, let's say, 50. It's going to slow down all the animations. You already saw that option in the debugger menu. This is how you can do it in the code. So I'm going to restart the app. What if you want to check the startup time of your application? How well your application is running on startup. So that's the command flutter run trace startup and dash profile. So this command cannot run in simulator. So I'm going to connect my device and run the command again. I have connected my Android device, so you can see that you have two devices. I'm going to quit the simulator and running the command again. It's initializing Gradle task, and it will install the application and it will run, and it will show that where the data is being saved. You can see it in build slash startup. Let's go there and open it and see. You can use cat command to see the file contents. There you can see those are in milliseconds. And let's do something else. If you want to debug a long running application, what's the time taken by a method, you can use this. I'm not going to do anything here now, but this is just for information. You can have a timeline start sync and timeline dot finish sync. Okay, now the next thing we can do is there's something called debug show material grid, which you can add as a property to the material app. Then you will get this kind of an UI. There you can debug each pixel, something if you want to do. I'm going to turn off those grids. Okay, all done. So these are the options available for debugging Flutter applications. So if you like the video, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon as well. Thanks for watching.